My name is Catherine Hay. I'm a home ec teacher and a student at UBC's Human Ecology and Everyday Living Master's Program. Today I want to show you a little bit about the technique of sautéing. Sautéing is a method of cooking that uses a small amount of fat in a shallow pan such as this one over relatively high heat. And you'll see that it has a thick bottom. Can you see that thicker bottom? And it has the sloped sides. And it's large enough to let all of your food sit in one layer to allow steam to escape. If steam can't escape, then you end up boiling or simmering in their own juices. And ingredients are usually cut into small pieces or thin slices for fast cooking. And while it's heating, we're going to talk about the kind of fat that you can use for sautéing. You can sauté using butter, which gives a great flavor, but it burns very easily, so you'd have to be careful with that. Olive oil also has a very low flash point, so that's not your best choice. More common choices for sautéing would be clarified butter, or what we're going to use today, vegetable oil. Now for safety, this metal handle also gets very hot, so keep a hot pad nearby for your own safety. I prefer that people use that. I don't like to see my students using a tea towel because that dangling in front of the hot element makes me very nervous. So also, if this is a bit wet, you can get a steam burn right through it. So use a hot pad. Sautéing is not as fast as stir frying, but you still want to be prepared and have your mise en place. And here I've got the oil ready to go, and I've got the spices ready to go, the cut onions, and the aromatic vegetables. So what we're making today is mung bean curry, which is a really easy and very healthy Indian dish. So we're going to get the oil to heat up, and we can just swirl it in the pan. So now the oil is hot, and we're ready to put in the spices. So I've got a teaspoon of black mustard seed, teaspoon of cumin seed, and a teaspoon of coriander seed. And you want to saute those for about 45 seconds until you hear them start to sizzle and pop. We're going to add in turmeric and cayenne pepper. About a quarter teaspoon of turmeric, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Fresh herbs don't go in at this point. Their texture and flavor is too delicate, so they come in at the end. Now we're going to add in 1 onion that's been finely chopped. So we want that to cook for 8 to 10 minutes. Then we're going to add in about a teaspoon of garlic and ginger, and I'm also going to add in a little bit of chili. This one has had a chance to cook for 8 to 10 minutes, and maybe you can see there the onions have taken on a really nice brown color. Okay, so sauté is a French word for jump, and how chefs make their food jump is they flip the pan like that, and it makes the food jump back in. Personally, I don't like to see my students throw food in the air in my classroom, so I don't like them to do that. I just like them to use a wooden spoon. We're going to add in the tomatoes. Now, if you can see, there are little brown bits all around, and the French word for that is sucre. And the sucre is caramelized sugars and protein, and it has tons of flavor, so you don't want to just wash that out of your pan. What you want to do is called deglazing. And so we take an acidic liquid, usually like wine or broth, and we deglaze the pan and scrape up all those brown bits. What we're going to be using here is just the acidic liquid that comes out of the tomato, and that's going to help us deglaze the pan. The bonus of that is that it helps your cleanup too. So now I'm just adding in a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of tomato paste. I've taken some mung beans and soaked them overnight, and then they have to boil for 20 to 30 minutes. And then we're going to add those in. Sautéing really brings out the best of your spices and your aromatics. Enjoy your sautéing and enjoy some healthy mung bean curry.